Are we rolling?
Sort of.
Oh,
Sort of, kind of.
catching the
Okay.
the pre-game. Pre-nerding.
Here we go.
All right, shut up, everybody.
Hey guys, welcome to Nerds, Nerds, and More Nerds. We're your hosts.
Travis.
Cool.
And George. I mean Miguel.
Wait.
Today, we plan on going over Stranger Things.
Strange things.
So, that's it.
Strap on in.
Roll the music. Strange things are happening to me. I never thought about it.
What?
All right. Stranger Things.
Strange.
Let's get right into it.
All right.
Let's do it. All right, so...
Show of hands, real quick, just from our listeners. Show of hands. Who watches Stranger Things?
Oh, you?
Yeah.
You too?
Okay, good. We got about 6 people. All right. So anyway, let's get into it.
Perfect.
That was a
Got
bad-
about
That's a bad joke.
600,000 people.
Yeah,
probably.
no, I
Yeah,
know.
probably.
Yeah.
Yeah.
There's a lot of people that watch that show.
Yeah, but...
Good reason.
But,
Yes.
Cole, you were one of the folks who hadn't watched it until this past week or so.
Yep. I
And-
was one of the 7 people that hadn't seen the show.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Better late than never. So, what did you think of it?
Thoughts?
Thoughts? What comes to mind?
Well, the thought had occurred to me immediately, just how attractive and full of territory and just kind of what's the word I'm thinking of?
Balloons.
Almost.
Okay.
But it's dripping with material being set in the 80s. You know,
yes.
you can play almost any song, you can reference almost any pop culture thing. A lot like Ready Player One, the way that was structured. Like, say anything you want about the 80s, you're going to hit a pleasant chord in a lot of people's hearts, minds, whatever, and they're going to almost immediately be hooked.
Right.
It was like that very much. Which isn't a bad thing, but it seems like, anything based in the 80s is going to do well. That hit me immediately. Dungeons and Dragons.
Yeah.
These kids are like, they're nerds, right? Aren't they?
Yes.
Yeah,
Of course.
little nerds.
In the second season, had like Dig Dug and
Yeah.
Dragon
Yeah.
Slayer and all that stuff.
I mean, it was good. It just moved into another, avenue. It switched lanes, put on its signal, turned a couple rights, and now it was on the fast track of video games in the 80s.
Right,
Arcade stuff, which is cool. But I also wonder if the reason they had to go to the arcade now was because in the first season, all those agents and secret,
Dudes?
agent people, whatever.
Yeah.
They took all their stuff, man.
Yeah.
They confiscated everything in that kid's basement.
Yeah.
They couldn't play Dungeons and Dragons.
Yeah, that's true. I never thought about that. That's true.
It just occurred to me right now. I'm like, you know what? That's why they were at the arcade, because they
Yeah.
didn't have Dungeons and Dragons. So,
awesome.
but anyway, yeah. So I like, I liked the structure. Yes.
Didn't they finish a Dungeons and Dragons game at the end of season 1?
They did when Will was back.
Yeah.
Yes. Yeah. So
So that is
skip
wrong.
whatever I said. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, thank you for
that.
ruling that out.
You're welcome.
That's good. But I thought it was cool. It was a great show. It definitely, unlike other first seasons of shows, it didn't take like half the season for me to go,
Yeah.
what is this about?
Yeah.
Yeah.
They drag on, and then the last 5 episodes are the only interesting part of a first season. This one
Yeah.
was like, All right, first episode. Wow. Second episode. What is going on? Third episode. I still don't know what's going on. Like, and I had to watch the whole thing.
Yeah.
Like, it never
Yeah.
slowed down for me.
Right.
Well, I told you even it left me sleepless one night. I couldn't get. Oh no, wait, I didn't tell you. I was telling Miguel.
Yeah,
Okay.
you told me that.
Like I was up in the middle of the night, 2 a.m. I woke up. Oh, jeez,
Barb.
they're never gonna find her. Turn it on. Barb. That's awesome. But you know what? That's something that's got me a little bit. Okay, what do we cover? First season, second season? We're just doing it all.
Let's just do.
Let's do first season first.
Okay.
Yeah, we'll
20
start
minutes.
there. We'll see
Okay.
what happens.
Yeah. Hashtag Barb Lives Matter.
Barb Lives Matter.
Barb Lives Matter.
Well hashtagged. Yeah, so, one thing that kind of struck me oddly, though, is how this whatever being that is, you know,
The Demigorgon.
right. They couldn't seem to kill that thing.
Yeah.
You know, they even set up that elaborate trap. They got him stuck in that spot. They light him on fire. They do all this stuff to him, shooting him even with guns.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And the smoke clears. They oust him a bit just to, have mercy. Or just, well, he's dead now.
Yeah.
And it's gone. What's
Yeah.
going on here?
Yeah. What's going on?
That kind of,
Yeah.
I wanted closure.
Randy Newman would have said the same thing.
He would have, because
Ain't no doubt about it.
ain't no doubt about it.
Strange thing.
What's going on. But there was also, you know what, I think I recognized the guy with the white hair.
Yeah.
That guy,
Papa?
Papa,
Papa.
he is, I think,
In Weeds.
okay. I think he's also
My
Joker.
Papa.
He's also Joker from Full Metal Jacket. I think that's the same actor.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. He was like, in that movie, he was like, I don't want to say a war journalist, but he wasn't like,
Yeah.
he wasn't a conscientious objector because he participated and he was shooting people too, but he was kind of like covering the whole, Vietnam thing. I swear that's him. I swear it's him. Well, anyway.
We'll look it up.
Just a fun fact. Yeah, but,
Yeah.
yeah, I thought it was a good show. I really liked it.
Yeah.
So,
What do you think of 11?
I liked that she wasn't just able to, run loose, wreak havoc, willy-nilly. There were times where it was like, wow, I'm drained, I'm tired, I need to
Reboot.
reboot. Yes.
Dripping of the blood from her nose.
That
Like she wasn't all super. She was
fallible, yeah.
Yeah.
She was practically human. Kind of like Chronicle.
Yeah. I think at any point they probably could have killed her if they got to her.
Yeah.
Yeah. But
But they didn't.
it was
Spoiler.
It was interesting though, sometimes like it seemed like she wasn't fully aware of her own powers until it became absolutely necessary.
Yeah.
That was, she wasn't just showing off sometimes. And then when she was alone, it was like, no, I'm going to brush my teeth without holding the brush.
Yeah,
like-
exactly.
It's just kind of like, huh, that's a little weird.
What do you think of those bullies in the first season? Those two bullies that were picking on those guys. And
Okay.
then- yeah.
Okay, so this is probably my favorite part of the entire series
Me
right
too.
now. When the bully he comes later on and he's got a knife, right? And he chases him down and he's like, jump off this cliff or I'll stab you or whatever,
Yeah.
Gets real in his face. And he gets his buddy Toothless and he's like holding him and whatever. And he's like, I'll cut him, I swear, whatever. And the girl shows up at the right time and breaks that kid's arm. And then later, he's with his mom at the police station to like make a report or whatever. She's like, I want to know what happened here. My son's got a broken arm, blah, blah, blah. and so like, she's like, she says, go ahead, son, tell him what you told me. And he's like, yeah, they got this girl. And she can do stuff. And the chief is like, stuff like what? Or he's like, what do you mean can do stuff? And he's like, stuff like move things and make you piss yourself. and then the black officer right there listening, he's like, "What?" That cracked me up so hard. It was the funniest thing up to that point.
Like the whole show could have just ended right there.
Probably, yeah.
Fine.
What? Who just admitted to pissing himself?
You should piss yourself.
Oh, that shit cracked me up so much. It was so funny. So funny. That's my favorite part.
Yeah.
Nice.
And then that, like, in that scene prior to that, like, when she actually doesn't break his arm, and then, was it, Dustin, that was like, "Hey! Better not mess with her! She's our friend!"
Yeah. Yeah, next time she'll kill you! Yeah, that's what he said.
Yeah, and that's, like, we talked a little bit
Yeah.
off the record, off the podcast. We talked a little bit, about some of the iconic things, especially from the first season. And I think at that scene, like after those guys disperse and they all huddle together.
Oh, they're doing like a little hug, like
Yeah,
how emotional.
that's like one of those big things that like if you see that, it's like, oh, that's Stranger Things right there.
Yeah.
Or like when they have her, they have Eleven go to school and she's got that outfit on.
That was so E.T., wasn't it?
It was. Yeah. That's a lot of dudes dress up in that outfit as 11, like shave their head, have like the dress. Yeah.
Oh, that's a thing?
Oh, that's a thing.
Yeah,
dude.
that's a thing.
Wow.
Yeah. Like about as big as like Heath Ledger Joker dressing up for Halloween. Like that's
Oh, it's the nurse. Okay.
or no. I mean just in general.
Oh, just
Yeah, like it's about that. As the
wow.
that too.
I like
That'd be
this.
hilarious.
I mean, you see a lot of girls doing that. Like, I'm
Yeah.
gonna get this really cute nurse outfit and put makeup on my face and make the Joker. Yeah, that's like their
that
thing.
is a good idea.
Yeah, that is a good idea. Well, anyway, and so yeah,
Eggo waffles. I mean,
yeah,
the list
man.
goes on.
All
Like
the
there's-
stuff.
There's tons of stuff in the first, especially the first season, that's just like really noticeable. The letters on the wall with the Christmas lights
Yeah.
to communicate to Will and the upside down. That's a whole other thing as well that people reference.
It looked like Ouija boardish
yeah.
Yeah.
kind of thing, right?
That's what they're going for. Yeah.
Yeah.
I also really like what I didn't realize until a few episodes in. They're riding their bikes everywhere, and it was like,
Yeah.
man, like I never had a riding bikes around posse, but that was so Goonies, man.
Oh, yeah.
Like,
Oh, totally.
and that's like my favorite movie.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like, or one of my favorite movies. Like,
Yeah.
Yeah, man.
And those guys were biking everywhere. It's so cool. Like,
Yeah.
I think that's what's so cool about the Goonies. Like, that was a necessity. Hey, let's go down to the parlor, or let's go here, let's go there, whatever. Let's go pick up so and so. Let's get on our bikes, man. Let's
Yeah.
do it. Let's ride.
Let's ride. Let's just get on our bikes and ride.
Yeah. Get on your bikes and ride. Yeah. Well, yeah. So yeah, I mean, oh man, that's so
And
cool.
that's
banana seats.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
And then
I had a banana seat bike.
to touch on season 2 a
couple
little
of
bit, like what's better than having a Goonies theme? Is to having an actual Goonie join the show.
I'm sorry.
What's his name? I'm blanking on his name.
Not the jackass in the Trans Am.
No.
I was like, huh?
Samwise.
Yeah.
Sean.
Oh well, yeah.
Yeah.
He plays
Sean,
Bob.
Yeah, Bob.
Yeah,
Yeah,
Bob.
Yes.
Bob.
That
Why
guy.
am I blanking on his name? Is it Sean
I don't know. His...
Aston?
Yeah, Samwise.
Samwise.
Samwise. Well,
That's man.
Wow, we got it from that.
So Bob's in it.
Yeah.
Bob was in Goonies.
That's right.
So
The Goonies. They're only 1 degree of separation away from the Goonies.
yep, that is correct.
Wow.
Very cool.
So I mean,
Indeed.
there's something to be said of that. Like, you can't have a show now and not include something from the 80s that, is like representative of that time.
Oh yeah.
That's funny.
Yeah.
Hmm.
It's
You know what kind of gets me? Yeah.
Yeah.
You know what kind of gets me though is like, where in the hell are they digging up all these 80s houses, these neighborhoods, these cars, you know, the stuff like the clothing, the props, the this is the that's, all the small things that make a show where you don't go, that's not from the 80s.
Yeah, right.
You know what I mean?
Keeping, like, even the background 80s.
Yeah.
Like, for instance,
Posters on the wall.
There's like a Hulu show, I think, with James Franco, and he, like, goes back in time or something like that for, like, I don't remember what it was. It was, like, he would go to, like, the 50s and try to stop the assassination of JFK. And every now and then, I would notice in the background, there would be, like, 2008 cars, like, 2015 cars.
Oh, really?
Just like chilling in the neighborhood when he's in the 50s, like walking down the street with, 50s cars driving by. But nope, in that background right there.
Is that a fusion?
Yeah, fusion right there.
I've got something that relates to this while we're going way off Stranger Things, but that's
That's
okay.
fine.
That is okay. That's okay.
Yeah, this is all relevant.
This is all nerd stuff.
And relevant.
So there's an early episode of that 70s show, and it shows Eric Foreman's bedroom, and he's got Spider-Man sheets on his bed, but the Spider-Man sheets that he has are from the 1990s cartoon. And it drives me crazy when I see it. I was like, I had those sheets like when I was a little kid.
You nerd.
Way younger than Eric Foreman, of course, because he's a nerd, But
Wow. No kidding.
total nerd.
Oh, these shows. See, nerds didn't make those shows.
Yeah.
They just had the idea.
And being an adult nerd, I'd love to have those sheets back.
Man, right?
Yep.
Actually, you know what? My nephew, this is still nerd relative. I know it's not Stranger Things, but my nephew's got like Avengers pillowcases.
Oh yeah.
And I kind of like want to go over there and steal them. Just take them off the pillows.
We don't condone thievery. Of course not.
Thievery of any kind, even from family.
Yep.
Even from younger family members like that. That's despicable.
Despicable.
But I'll let you guys know when I get.
I think that,
So anyway, Stranger Things, yeah.
Yeah.
What else?
Oh man, there was a bunch of stuff, but like maybe we should move on to part 2, like Stranger Things 2. And that's another thing that I do like is that instead of just saying like, oh, it's Stranger Things season 2, no, it's Stranger Things 2. That's what they say. Stranger Things 2.
Huh.
As if it were like a movie back in the day,
sequel.
like a sequel.
Chronicle.
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah. It's pretty
So,
nifty.
what I really like in the very first episode
Say what it is.
they're showcasing the new number, right?
Oh yeah. What's the
Yeah.
deal with that?
Yeah, 8.
8.
That's-
Number 8.
But that seemed completely unrelated to everything up to this point.
Yes.
Really?
From what I've seen.
It is.
I haven't finished
but
season 2.
Slightly.
Slightly. There's one episode that's like a complete outlier, like from the rest of them. How far are you into it?
Maybe like episode 5 or 6, maybe.
Oh wow. Then it'll be the next episode. I think it's episode 7.
Where I'm gonna watch it and go, what is this?
You're gonna go like, oh, this is weird. This is totally different than the rest of it.
I was doing that watching the first episode.
Well, yeah,
What
but
is
like
this happening?
it's like there's like a with most of the episodes, there's like a general progression through all of it. It's almost like a sidestep, and it's like
Showcasing a possible new story.
for 3,
Yeah.
Stranger Things 3. Yeah,
Yeah.
I think they'll
wait,
tie back.
now wait, before we dive right into it, I do have a question because how come so Will has a real hard time coping now in season 2 after what's happened to him in season 1.
Yeah.
I'm curious to know because a lot of people in the cast ended up going through that portal, being in the Upside Down.
Mm-hmm.
You know, his mom, Hopper, his Mike's sister,
Mm-hmm.
and Will's brother.
Mm-hmm.
How come they didn't seem to have any of the
Well,
weren't
I
affected
think you're
as
gonna
well.
get pretty close to you're pretty close to kind of figuring it out as you continue the episodes. There's well, I don't want to spoil it for you.
Yeah.
Damn it. Did I ask a loaded question?
A little bit.
Sort of, but I think it's answered.
Will?
I think it's kind of answered in season 1, where in the sense Will was there for an entire
Week
or month, whatever
Yeah.
it was,
Coughing up slugs.
coughing up slugs and having gunk in his lungs.
Yeah.
His mom and the chief were only in there for an hour, 2 hours tops,
Yeah. Yeah.
and
okay,
they had
yeah.
suits on.
Oh, right. But no, see, because Chief, he snuck in there when he shouldn't have, and he went into the hazmat area with no hazmat,
Yeah.
and seems to be unaffected.
Okay,
Remember that when he
but
snuck
how
in there?
long was he in there for?
I mean, he wasn't in there long till they got him. Oh, okay.
What, 10, 15 minutes?
Maybe, yeah, all right. I mean, but still, like,
Or even his Mike's sister. What's her name?
Nancy.
Nancy.
Yeah.
She was in the Upside Down, but she was only in there for 15 minutes?
Side note, I'm pretty
Yeah.
sure that those two are actually dating in real life.
Nancy and Mike?
John?
Jonathan, yeah.
Jonathan. Oh.
Yeah.
Jonathan and Nancy.
Now, you
But
know
then
what?
he got arrested for doing drugs or something.
Oh, that's
But-
really?
sycophant.
Yeah.
Silly dudes.
But what were you gonna say?
Doing various things.
I would, yeah. Let me just look at him.
Yeah.
That was.
I think he's British too.
So that, see, way to just,
Be British.
yeah, perpetuate the stereotype. Jeez. Anyway.
That's not what I meant. That was just a sign.
Yeah. all right. But one thing I wanted to know when season 2 strikes up, this girl Nancy must really like this Steve doucher. Because why in the heck would you stay with the guy, man? He's already, sort of undesirable. You get to watch Jonathan beat the snot out of him, which I thought was awesome.
Yeah.
And then you still with him.
Yeah.
It's like, man.
As you finish up these last couple episodes, it's weird because it's like, it seems like they're, getting to a point where Steve's kind of, like, you would think that he would be irrelevant pretty soon,
Quite.
but then he's not. And then he's important.
Damn, see, I really don't like that guy, so that kind of bums me out.
Dude, he's got beautiful hair.
Yeah, he's got a lovely head of hair. But, that's beside the point.
Yeah.
He's just got a goofy-looking face, man. He looks like a cartoon.
He looks like Jean Ralphio.
Yeah, exactly. Doesn't he? That's the thing. Yeah, they do
That's
a
a
bunch of
superpower.
Yeah, that's there's a theory
Oh.
that character, like those two characters are like father and son, like because it's set in the 80s. And they do like interviews together all the time, like the actors.
Oh, that's the guy.
Yeah.
Oh. John Ralphio.
Isn't that awesome? Money, please.
Money, please. It's such a goofy
To the O
name.
to the double S. Do what he says and he'll be successful.
What?
Full.
Perfect.
Right on. Well, yeah. Well, that troubles me.
Yeah, but it's okay.
Now, maybe we can segue into season 2 here, part 2, or
Part 2.
Stranger Things 2.
Stranger Things. Stranger Things too.
Stranger Things 2.
Yes. Opens up with a new character.
With Stranger Things and the guns and the hiding the little girl in the woods. Ivan!
Watch out for the pumpkins.
Yes. Okay, so let's get started. How they show it, but I'm still confused. How this 11 girl is even still around.
11.
Yeah, she.
Don't worry about it.
Okay, but I mean, like in that last episode, what do you think she did? I mean, she vanquished that monster, like did all this stuff, but she didn't close the portal because somehow now it's open again, or some jackasses reopened it or said, hey man, we didn't learn everything, and now we know more. So
Yeah.
let's really like take advantage of it. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's kind of strange.
Strange things are happening to me.
I mean, pun intended. Yeah.
Yeah, ain't no doubt about it. We'll just keep making that joke forever.
I think so, forever.
Yeah, there's no way not to make it though.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, so she, Eleven is living with Hopper in the beginning, and they start to have kind of a father-daughter relationship.
Yeah.
See, I already
Yeah.
I felt like I could draw that conclusion immediately on his
Yeah.
end. Like,
Mhm.
well, he misses his daughter. This is an
Exactly.
opportunity to kind of father a daughter he never had, or
Right.
you know,
So they're
Yeah.
a perfect match for each other. For
sort of, because she's like the Russian spy
Yeah.
child.
Yeah.
So
But a child.
yeah,
A
she
child
doesn't,
nonetheless.
she doesn't quite understand everything.
Yeah. She's figuring it out.
The last bits I saw, she was like starting to get wise to who her mom was. She like found his
Mama.
secret stash of stuff in the basement,
Yeah.
and was kind of going through it like, Ives, you know, who's this? And, like getting wise.
Yes. That was a thing that happened. Yeah, kind of a dark story for sure. Like she's trying to dig up the past, like what happened to her. Like she can't really remember anything that's happening.
She even like does her whole channeling thing, and she channels her mom, and her mom's sitting there babbling like, you know, incoherently in her chair, or whatever. She
Yeah.
reaches out to touch her, and then gone.
Yeah.
Like I was like, what?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So that's an unfortunate thing. Yeah, she's just kind of completely out of it.
Wow.
So that was unfortunate. Yeah, I told you a little bit about this going into it. But the first season, Stranger Things 1, that one, it was a little bit more iconic. Like there are a lot more iconic things that come out of it, you know. And it's almost, you know, like an 80s movie, you know. It's almost like E.T. and Goonies and all these things mixed together, you know.
Yeah.
Whereas the second season's just like,
Even Ferris Bueller's Day Off, it's kind of like
yeah, a little bit,
Yeah.
a little bit.
Dennis the Menace.
And Akira, but we'll get to that. That's another podcast. But yeah, so like there's a lot of iconic stuff that happens in the first season, and then once you get to the second one, it's just kind of like trying to tie up loose ends and
and create
extend
new
the
ones.
story. Yeah, create new ones.
Yeah.
So there weren't as many iconic things that happened. It was just like stuff happened, and
there's a
some
little-
of it was okay.
Well, there's a little more character development.
There is,
Yeah.
yeah. I'll give you that. Yeah,
And then they introduce new characters, so it's even more like that.
they do.
Yeah.
Which can I say right now? I do have to say,
Psycho Billy, man, that dude sucks.
yeah, Psycho Billy's a jackass.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Mitch was a great
He was the
actor for it, though.
he's the Red Power Ranger.
Yeah.
Oh no way.
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah.
Well, yeah.
Well, yeah.
Like, he doesn't normally play that badass character or whatever. Like,
Right.
I mean,
Yeah.
he's badass in Power Rangers, but, like, he's not, like, a hard ass, like a, you know, like,
Yeah.
I don't know, jock, like,
Right.
What do you think of his dad,
douche.
though? Or you haven't seen his dad yet, have you?
No, he hasn't.
You haven't seen his dad yet.
Psycho Billy's dad?
Psycho
Yeah.
Billy's dad.
No, have not.
You'll have
But,
to check
That's,
that
that's
out.
at the end.
Okay. Okay. So you haven't gotten to that.
Wait,
but
but what was I gonna say? Yeah.
check that out.
Yeah.
I'm saying to you, podcast folks that are listening, Psycho Billy's dad, you know what I'm talking about.
Right?
That dude. Man, oh man.
Uh-uh.
That's all I'll say.
Oh, Mike and Nancy's mom.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What a babe.
Super babe.
Like
yeah.
for real.
That's
Yeah, real
another.
talk.
Again, Billy. What a guy.
What a guy.
Okay.
For real.
no.
Cole's looking at me like I'm crazy.
Mike and Nancy's mom.
I know.
we know.
And
We
we're saying
understand.
Billy.
Super big. Oh. Okay.
Not quite that bad is
Yeah,
what I'm
no.
saying, but it's
Okay.
fun. It's just funny.
It's funny.
It's just funny.
It's a little- yeah.
Podcast
You'll
folks,
see.
you hear us, fam. You hear us.
I'm catching on now. Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm not the sharpest nerd in the club.
In the nerd.
Yeah, but I'm catching on now. Okay.
Awesome.
But
yeah,
okay.
he's a character.
No wait.
Max is kind of
No wait. Going back though again a little bit because this all's sort of popping up in my mind.
Yeah.
Nancy and Jonathan felt a need, or no, sorry, not Nancy and Jonathan. Nancy and
Mike.
Steve felt
you
that
hate
like
on Steve,
Steve's a pube.
dude, but Billy's worse, man.
Billy, kind of like Billy. Anyway, and so
You like Billy? He's scum, dude.
yeah, he's a
Yeah,
jackass.
he's super scum. I like Steve more than I like Billy.
Steve's a turd. I liked watching him get the crap beaten out of him. That was awesome.
You'll see. You'll see.
Okay.
You'll see.
But Steve and Nancy, like, they go and meet with Barb's parents.
Oh yeah,
Have dinner with her and everything. Or dinner with them. And like Nancy's like, we should tell her. We should tell her what we know about the stuff and the things and where Barb is.
all the stuff. Yeah.
So, how do they know what happened to Barb? Because wasn't it Hopper and Will and Jonathan's mom? I can't think of her name.
Winona Ryder.
Winona Ryder. Yeah. No, but what was
Her name in the show?
Yeah. What's her
I
name?
don't remember. I forget.
Well, anyway, they
Yeah.
Chief sees Barb's body in the upside down.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
she's gone.
Yeah.
Like that was
She's
a bummer.
done for.
Yeah.
She's totally done. So
So how
people
did
want
Nancy?
Barb to come back for certain.
That's too
Yeah.
bad because when
They
you're
do.
dead, you're dead. You
Yeah.
know? That's what I told that girl about Marvel superheroes. Gone.
Dude.
Except they can come back.
Yeah, except that is yet to be seen.
Except it's going to happen.
Yeah, except
It's got to-
you don't know that unless you've read the books. So, but
I read the books.
but how do Nancy and Jonathan know anything about that?
I don't remember. It may be a plot hole, but they know.
They know she's Gonzo.
Yeah, not Gonzo, not the popular.
Not
Muppet.
Gonzo. Gonzo.
Gonzo.
Different.
Different thing. Just want to make sure there's
Yeah.
no confusion.
Pronunciation. Sorry.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Waka waka.
It's so hard to look at Travis after he says something like waka waka, folks. That's what all this laughter is about. But yeah, like that just kind of seems strange to me.
Hey, strange things are happening to me. Ain't no doubt about it.
I literally was not trying to set that up that time. Every other time, yes, but not that time.
Stranger Things is too fun.
There's a lot going on.
There's a whole lot of strange things.
Yeah, I'm not
It's
gonna
called
do it.
Stranger Things.
I'm not
Don't
gonna do it again. Don't tempt me.
I'm not going to.
Shake it out there like that.
Hey!
Say
Look at this.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, Stranger Things 2. Yeah, it's good. But yeah, the first one is definitely where it's at. Yeah, there's new characters we started to touch on. That's
Max.
like
Max.
Max is cool.
Yeah.
I feel like
They're really kind of slapping her around a little bit.
yeah,
now.
they could have.
Yeah.
I do think that they could have. They could have given her a little bit more breathing room to have some character development.
Yeah.
But it might come with the next season, though.
Okay, now that's another question I have. What is the relationship between Max and Psycho Billy?
They're brother and sister.
They are brother
Yeah.
and sister. So they must be stepbrother and sister because he says now that we're family.
Yeah. And they moved from like California, I think.
California, yeah.
Yeah, that's where the Beach
everything
Boys
is
are from.
tubular.
And he has a dad and she has a mom, and those people married. Yeah. You'll see them later.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, they moved from California to get away from the Beach Boys.
That's right.
Yeah, well, I don't blame him. The thing that I thought was unfortunate, this was like where the show kind of drew me in again in the second season.
Mm-hmm.
Is when Bob, Winona Ryder's love interest, is trying to make a connection with Will, and he's like trying to be a dad or whatever. And he's telling him, like, man, I used to have a bad dream when I was a kid. It happened all the time. And the only way to get, to really, like, get rid of it or oust it or just deal with it was just, confronting the bully in my dream and telling him, just go away or whatever, did what he said.
Yeah.
And I thought that was, like, man, like, it almost transported me back to being a kid and hearing this advice from an adult that you're starting to trust or whatever.
Yeah.
And then you're faced with what you're dealing with. You're in your own bad dream or in a bad time you're dealing with, and he doesn't really know the details, but he's trying to give you advice.
Yeah.
And then you try to use it,
But it's against
and it gets worse.
Yeah.
Like, go away! And he's freaking out, go away! And then this thing's like in his face, man. Like that whole thing, I'm like that just was like, like on my my chords. I was like, what? How crappy is that? Like they even flash back the image of him, like just like that, he was gone.
Yep.
Like, you SOB, man,
You lied.
yeah, right.
How'd you do that?
Man, that was so bad. Like, I felt so bad for Will. It was like, poor kid.
Poor dude.
And the guy said, "Oh, it's gonna get worse." Like he said that matter of factly. Paul Reiser, he's like,
Yeah.
he's probably gonna die before he gets any better. It's like,
Yeah.
oh, gee, thanks. Like reassurance much.
perfect.
Man, I don't like that either. I don't like, the duality there. Oh, just give him some more milk and some cookies before bed. He'll be all right. Yeah, just shake it off.
Yeah.
Think happy thoughts, whatever. And then he goes back here into the watershed and is like, all right, let's go back into the zone. Like, what a sicko, man. Like,
Yeah.
that kind of bums me out too.
Unfortunate.
And it looks like they're trying to destroy it though, because the guy went in there with flames and just trying to torque it down, and doesn't seem like that works.
Yeah. Doesn't. Yep. But you haven't gotten to the end yet. So
Right. Okay.
folks listening to the podcast, you know what happens.
And don't tell me what happens.
Don't tell Cole what happens.
Man.
He's gonna watch the rest of it.
You ever find me on Facebook or Instagram or any of these other platforms we're on, don't you dare tell me what happens.
Don't even.
I'll come after you.
And tickle you.
Yeah, that's right. Tickle you till you wet yourself. What?
Yep.
But feel free to comment on any of these social media outlets, because Cole doesn't check them.
Hey, yes, I do. I do so. Instagram.
Yeah.
Instagram mostly.
Yeah.
Anyway.
It's a good place to be.
Yeah.
It's a good place to hang out. Come on the interwebs.
Hey, I'm a nerd, and I also like motorcycles. And there's a lot of them on Instagram.
Oh yeah. Okay.
Yeah, you're right.
I was like, where is he going with this?
That's not related.
I also like motorcycles and long walks on the beach
That's right.
and cuddling pet bunnies.
That's man, dude. That was the next thing I was gonna say. Bunnies.
I was born in a hospital that no longer exists.
No, but yeah. Yeah, no. It's still there.
Stranger Things.
Stranger Things. You know what Stranger Things?
Ain't no doubt about
all
it.
the schools I've gone to aren't even the school I went to back in the
Oh,
day.
that's a strange thing too.
That's strange,
Yeah, man.
Elementary. The only thing that's still there is kindergarten.
Yep.
Wow.
Where'd you go to kindergarten?
Perry.
Oh, yep, me too.
See?
Yep, still there.
Not I said the fly.
That's the
My
That's the only
elementary school is still there, but none of the people are there. None of the
What are
teachers.
these strange things?
I don't know.
It's strange. Strange things.
Ain't no doubt about that.
Yep. Stranger Things, that was fun.
Yeah, Stranger Things. It was.
I'm gonna keep watching. I want to know what the hell's going on. You know.
Yeah.
Obviously. I mean,
Don't spoil it,
you know,
guys.
maybe Barb comes back. Who knows? I'm just a
Yeah,
guy.
who knows?
Well, don't get your hopes up.
She's in the upside down and dead as a doornail.
All right.
Don't get your hopes up.
All right. We've made it to the end of the episode, guys.
Imagine that.
Thank you for tuning into the show. But before we go, we'd
Bro.
sure like to know
Yo.
what you thought about tonight's podcast and what you'd like to hear on future podcasts. Add us on Instagram, Twitter, and Snapchat, and feel free to leave a comment on any of those social media outlets. If you're on YouTube, please hit that subscribe button, hit that like button, and leave a comment below.
Ring that bell.
Miguel said please, but I'm saying do it. Do it.
Nerds out.
Out.